As interest rates on savings accounts start to fall even more, particularly on easy access accounts, we've pretty much seen the end of those 5% paying ones, and it'll keep crawling down and down and down as 2025 carries on. I thought it'd be interesting to look at two accounts which are going to look even more appealing if the rates stay as they are. This is the Santander Edge Saver paying 6% and the Barclays Rainy Day Saver paying 5.12%. Now, straight away, if you're looking at accounts elsewhere paying 4.75, 4.85, or even less than that, those two accounts obviously look very attractive, right? You think you're going to go for one of those over the others, it's a no-brainer. But it isn't quite as clear as that. There are a number of conditions which both of those different savings accounts have, which might mean not only are you not getting those headline rates, you're getting way, way less. In fact, if you're not careful, you could end up losing money. However, for some people, they are going to be good options and amongst the best savings accounts out there right now in terms of easy access options. So let's have a look at them one by one. First of all, let's look at the Santander Edge Saver. Now, to get this account, you have to have a Santander Edge current account. Now, that current account itself isn't too bad. If you want to earn cash back on your bills and you don't already have an older Santander account like the 123 Lite or the 123, then it's certainly worth considering it. It's not a huge amount every single year, but if you are paying your bills out of this account, then you'll get this money and it will more than make up for, or should hopefully more than make up for, the fee. This is the first downside with this Edge Saver account, is the Edge current account, which you have to get the Edge Saver, has a £3 fee every single month. Now, there are some ways around this. One of them, and this is only going to be relevant if you don't want to earn cash back on your bills, is to never set up a direct debit on the account. As long as you don't do that, then they won't start charging you the fee. Now, they could at a later date change their mind. They could turn around and go, actually, this account isn't suitable for you because you haven't been paying the fee and put direct debits in. So we are going to move you to a standard account. But for a number of you guys out there, and myself included, that hasn't happened yet. So I think you're going to be okay doing that, having this current account set up purely to access the Edge Saver. Now, if you do this, you will get that headline 6% AER rate on the money you have saved in there, which is great, okay? Which again, it's been good for a long time, and hopefully as long as they don't reduce it, it's gonna stay good for a long time after that. But this is where a couple of the other caveats come into play. And don't worry, we will come back to that fee as well if you are paying it. So first of all, that 6% AER is only on balances of up to £4,000. And that means if you have the full £4,000 saved into the account, you won't actually be getting 6% because the interest can't compound. And compounding is when interest itself earns interest. So actually you're going to be getting a slightly lower rate, 5.85, something like that, right? Still a decent rate, still better than you're getting elsewhere, but just worth knowing that when the interest is paid into your account, you're going to want to withdraw it and put it off elsewhere into a separate account that is earning a higher rate. So it's still a decent rate if it doesn't compound, but what's the point of losing out? You may as well move the money across. The other thing is that 6% rate is variable and includes a bonus of 1.5% for the first 12 months. So after a year, that will drop down to 4.5%, which again, if you're not paying the fee, that could still be quite competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if the top easy access accounts are below that and by mid-2025, but still worth bearing that in mind. Now, I have seen some people say they've closed the account down after 12 months and opened up a new one and they've got that 12 months again. But again, that may not happen, so I wouldn't bank on that being the case. So if you do that, you're getting 6%. It's a nice little account to have, right? Again, the other little hack is worth mentioning. I have covered this in more detail before in an article on the website and an older video on YouTube. If you open up a joint account, so two of you open up this account, you can open up two Edge Savers from that. So one Edge Saver each. So obviously that will double the amount of balance you can save. It up to £8,000, earning that 6%, which is a really, really good way around it. And if you really wanted to hack it further, you can have an individual account each as well as a joint account together, which will give you access to 4 different Edge Saver accounts. So then that's 16 grand where you could be earning that 6%, which again is really, really difficult to get anywhere on such a large balance. But for most people, I'm imagining you're going to be having just one of these, maybe 2 at max. And potentially as well, you're going to be that fee, if you have got another account elsewhere, which earns cash back, so you don't want to be earning cash back off this, or the cash back itself you're earning doesn't cover the whole amount, that fee will come into it a little bit. So want to take you through just quite what this means, because this is one of the first warning I had for you guys about these two accounts I'm talking about, that you could lose money. So if you only had £500 saved in this account and the interest you'd earn was 30 quid, and then you're knocking off 36 quid over a year for that fee to come out, it means you're losing money. You're losing £6 a year. So that's a big, big no-no. And in fact, if you are having to, remember, this is only about if you're having to take into account the annual fee, I would say you want to be having at least 2.5 grand in this account. That would give you, after the fee, an effective interest rate of 4.56%, or better than that, at least 3 grand in the account, giving you an effective interest rate after the fee of 4.8%, because that puts it at least comparable with what you're going to be getting in other easy access accounts out there. Maybe a bit less, because again, there are still a few right now recording this above that, but that's something to bear in mind there. But again, hopefully with this one, you can avoid that fee, either by covering it from the cash back on your bills or by not setting up any direct debit. So you will be getting 6% AER, or a little bit below that on that gross rate if you have the full 4K in there, or if 2 accounts you have the 8K in there. So from that point of view, I think the Santander Edge is, as long as you bear in mind you aren't paying a fee and having not much money in there, it's a really good account to go for, albeit on a limited balance. But as we know, for most people, 4 grand in savings is a lot of money. Let's have a look at the other option though, Barclays Rainy Day Saver. This one pays a lower rate, 5.12% AER, but that's still, now when you look at how the other accounts are falling, that one is starting to become more and more appealing, more and more attractive to people trying to get the best return on their savings. This one works in a very, very similar way. Now, to get this, you have to have a Barclays current account as well. So you can't just open up the Rainy Day Saver. You have the Barclays current account, and there are 2 options here. You either add on the Blue Rewards package to your current account, which is a £5 fee every single month, or you have the Premier Banking current account. Now that one is only open to people who have, there's a couple of different conditions, but the main one there is if you have an annual salary of 75k, then you can get it. So they might be fine, that might be you. Then if that is, you can access it and you can get the Rainy Day Saver for free. And it's definitely worth having a look. If you aren't eligible for that and you are looking at the Blue Rewards add-on instead, there is that £5 fee. And similar to how we looked at those things with the Santander Edge Saver, you're going to have to factor in that fee against that 5.12% interest. A few other conditions which are also similar. This one will pay you that interest on balances of up to £5,000. So that 5.12%, if you have the full 5 grand in there, actually drops down to 5%. That's the gross rate, because again, the interest won't compound. Well, this one's slightly different because you will earn a pitiful 1.16% interest on balances above 5k. So whether you have more money saved in there or when the interest payment is paid in, that will earn that. But broadly speaking, I would be looking to cap it out every single month when the interest is paid into that account, withdraw it and put it into a better paying account elsewhere. And whether it's with the Santander Edge Saver or the Barclays Rainy Day Saver, it's only a tiny bit of admin. Put a reminder in your calendar to do it once a month. It won't take you long, but at least you're going to be earning that little bit more as the year goes on. Okay, it's not going to be huge amounts, but I definitely think it's a good practice to get into rather than let it just keep adding up all throughout the year with all the different payments coming in. So that's the first thing there. Again, the rate will come down based on that. The other thing that is worth knowing about here as well is the Blue Rewards add-on. Yes, it's £5 a month, so 60 quid a year. There is also some other perks and freebies that you might feel justified paying £5 a month. So you could be looking at this purely as the full amount, the full 5%, 5.12% interest every month. The key one here is you get free Apple TV Plus. That would cost $8.99. So in fact, you could see it as a saving. If you're paying for Apple TV Plus all year anyway, you're saving money, plus you're getting access to this decent paying savings account. If that sounds like you, I would urge you to maybe think about, do you need to be paying for Apple TV Plus for the entire year? I mean, it has some really great shows on there, but really, like for an entire year, are you watching it that regularly? You could probably get away with just paying for like a month, 3 or 4 times a year and binging the shows at full price. And you'd still be paying well under the odds of paying for it via Blue Rewards as an add-on. So again, I think really here you're looking at 2 things. If you've got Premier Banking, what do you get? If you've got Blue Rewards and you're paying the fee, what do you get and what impact does that have? So the main thing to know here, obviously, if you have got the Premier Banking, you're getting that 5% gross, 5.12% AER on all those balances. If you have the full 5 grand in there, that's 250 quid that you're going to be making over a year, which is a really great rate of interest. And again, very, very few accounts right now will be close to that, other than that Santander Edge Saver or some regular savers, which again limit how much you can pay in every single month. So Premier Banking, I think, is a bit of a no-brainer. Definitely worth having a look at this and putting your money in there. But when you are not Premier Banking and you're paying for Blue Rewards, that £60 fee has a big, big impact. Because again, this is a higher fee every month than the Santander Edge Saver and on a lower rate as well. So it makes a big, big difference here. In fact, if you have £1,000 saved in there over a year, once the fee is taken into account, you'll be losing £8.80 over a year. It won't make you interested, it will lose you money. In fact, the break-even fee is around 1,200, something like that, maybe a bit less than that. That's your 1,150. That's the break-even with this account, which means you are losing money if that money could have been in a different savings account, earning cash instead. So really important you have at least, let's say, £1,200 in the account so you don't lose money in real terms, but you're effectively losing it against elsewhere. But as we go up, you're still not making amazing returns compared to what's available elsewhere. Let's say you had 3 grand in this account. The interest you'll get after the fee over a year will be £93.60. That works out at 3.12%. That still isn't very good. You can still easily beat that in a number of places. And let's say you have the full 5 grand in there. Remember, that was a £250 return if you aren't paying the fee, or you can justify the fee, 5% gross. Well, if you are paying the fee, that drops down to 190 quid, and that's 3.8%. Again, really easy to beat that now, and I'm pretty confident you'll beat that in a year's time. So certainly, although that 5.12% AER sounds really attractive, for most people, I think this one isn't going to be a goer. So quick summary here. If you are worried about easy access accounts, reducing the rates available to you, seeing them falling all the time, and you're tempted by these two, I certainly would have a look at the Santander Edge Saver, as long as you've got at least 2.5 grand in there, or you manage to avoid the fee via the hack I mentioned. The Barclays Blue Rewards is a no-go for me for the rainy day saver, but Barclays Premier, then that certainly, again, is worth having a look. Open up the Barclays rainy day saver with them. Remember, if you want to find out all the latest savings accounts myself and the team are updating, the best buy tables over at becleverwithyourcash.com/savings every day, twice a day. So you'll be sure to find how those rates match up to what I've just shared with you just now. My name's Andy Webb. Thank you so much for watching. Check out these videos here for more ways to make the most of your money.